Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wilson Lawson Myers Auto Owners Insurance game here on TV3. The Connersville Lady Spartans take on the host, Franklin County Wildcats, alongside Clint Brown. I'm Ronnie Wiley. This is the Union Savings and Loan pregame show brought to you by our good friends at Union Savings and Loan, Connersville's hometown bank since 1892. Clint, this Lady Spartan team has gone back and forth in the win-loss column the last 8 games. They are due for a victory if the back and forth continues. But these Lady Wildcats, who sport an 11-5 record, they are tough. They have other plans.
They do have other plans tonight. And going back to December 8th, you're right. It's been win-loss for the Lady Spartans. You got to think they're making a probability tonight. Hey, that chance is there for us. We just got to come out and execute well. And on the other side of the court, you've got a Franklin County team who's sitting at 4-1 in conference play.
Yeah.
Currently number 2 behind number 1 Greensburg, who's on a 4-game win streak.
Yeah.
So in their camp, they're thinking we need this game as bad as anybody does.
Got Franklin County. They're on a little mini win-loss as they last couple games have been a win-loss. They're due for a victory as well, so something has to give tonight here in Franklin County. As again, you mentioned the 4-1 record in the EIAC action for the Franklin County Lady Wildcats. The Lady Spartans sport a 1-3 record in conference play. Their lone victory in conference was against South Dearborn down at that boy-girl doubleheader on December 15th. Lady Spartans, though, when they're on, they're on.
They are. In the EIAC, you know, it's in the girls basketball realm this year, it is very competitive, and we've had some tough games. Greensburg, Lawrenceburg was a tough loss for the Lady Spartans there at home, and right now is the time that if we're going to make up ground in the EIAC, the Lady Spartans need to start that tonight here in Franklin County.
Absolutely need to start something tonight here in Franklin County. This is always a good rivalry game, whether it's basketball, football, lady basketball. It is always fun to come down here. I'm amongst friends. I have a lot of people that I know down here in Franklin County, very
Sure.
nice, but I'm a Spartan. And they're Franklin County.
Yeah, well, we're spies right now. We're kind of
right.
behind the enemy lines.
Yeah, that's right. They're all eyeballing us now.
Yeah, we're going to have to be careful on the
Yeah.
calling for the officials tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but again, this is a game that the Lady Spartans desperately need. 10-8 on the season, 2 games over 500. You know, when you have a win-loss over the last 8 games like this, you got to be feeling good that, okay, well, we probably have a victory, but this is getting close to sectionals.
It is, and this is the time of the year that you really need some momentum. And the win-loss, that keeps you around the 500 mark, sure.
Yeah.
But you want some momentum going into sectional play, and the Lady Spartans tonight have a chance to do that. It's going to be a tough game. We're on the road. Franklin County needs to win, too. But this is what you start talking about Indiana basketball. This is what January, February brings. It's these end of the year, hey, we need these games. We need this momentum. And we need to see what we're made of going into sectionals. We need to say, hey, this is what we've been working on since August, September of this year, and even July during summer camps.
Yes.
We need to start to see that paying off on the court. And Coach Williams has done a phenomenal job in her first year. She's had the ladies, it seems like, in a position to compete. And a lot of our games have been close. A few that we were just, knocked out of the park. But you're going to have those each year.
Yes.
Any team can show up and have a bad day and get blown out of the park. The Lady Spartans are not exempt from that. They've had a couple of those this year. But for the most part, they've remained competitive and in a position at the end of the game to do something. And since early December, it's kind of 50-50 on how it's going to fall when that final buzzer sounds. But I think the Spartans have done a great job all year growing, making progress, and keeping themselves in position to compete later in the season.
Tonight's game brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. Here in Franklin County, the Spartans, as you talked about, as we get ready for sectional, you never know what's going to happen during the sectional play, and you always obviously want to be peaking at the right time. The Spartans, again, you talked about, have been in most of the games, and they've had a few where they haven't. The Lady Spartans, for the most part, seem like there's been an upward trajectory as far as improvement each game, whether
Absolutely.
they win or lose.
Absolutely. I think you can look back and measure some growth among each, even the losses. We've seen tremendous growth. in the next game, the mistakes that you would see have been corrected or at least addressed, and they're in progress. And I think that's a good way to put both programs this year, the boys and the girls, is even in losses, we've seen growth on the boys' end. But here we are tonight. The Lady Spartans have a chance to come out here, get a good win in Franklin County. Tough conference matchup. I'm excited for it. Both teams are competitive. They've got competitive records, and they've got big hopes. And when you put those things together, that makes for a good melting pot for a good basketball game on a Friday night in Indiana.
Yeah, when you talk about a Friday night and you talk about Indiana and cold, you got to mention basketball as well. And, it would be great if we were at the friendly confines of the Grand Palace on Grand, but nonetheless we're here amongst the faithful. Well, we're out on the other side, but we can see the faithful. And, those who travel down here in this weather, which it was kind of
not been ideal.
Not ideal, but we got down here safely. I drove the speed limit.
Yeah. Justin and I were talking about that right before the game.
Yeah.
It was a nice, peaceful drive down, and hopefully it's a nice, peaceful drive home. Everybody gets home safe.
Yeah,
hopefully we drive home with a smile for a Lady Spartan win.
That's right. That's exactly what we're looking forward to as we continue on through this pregame show brought to you by Union Savings and Loan, Connersville's hometown bank since 1892. Haley Simbach for the Connersville Spartans. She leads this team in rebounds, but we have a couple young sophomores in Serenity Pennington and Anaya Bennett who they're the spark plugs of this team.
They are. They're shooters.
Addie Jones as well.
You got Serenity and Addie. They're perimeter shooters. And when you talk about penetration and creation of shots, Anaya is one of the most gifted athletes on the floor at any time in any sport she plays. And she's done a great job this year really penetrating into the defense and getting those 5 to 8 foot shots in front of the rim. And I think in her mind and in Coach Williams' mind, she's probably saying, I'd like to hit that with some consistency. And I think when we see that, the Lady Spartans are successful. And then you talk about perimeter shooting. Serenity and Addie, they do a great job out on the perimeter. But when it comes down to an emotional leader of the team, the senior on the team, the one who takes charge in the tough moments, I think the clear leader is Haley Simbach.
Absolutely.
And she does a phenomenal job doing that. Very long, very athletic, and very tough. What she gives up in weight or a couple inches in height, she makes up for in grit. She gets in there and she plays hard. But on the other side of the ball, you've got some people we got to watch out for tonight, and that would be number one is Mears from Franklin County.
Yeah.
She's averaging 19 a game. And as we've seen at the boys' game, those, when they look good on paper,
sometimes they're better on the court.
Yeah. So we really got to do a good job keying in on her on defense, keeping a hand up in the face and contesting shots there. But the Lady Spartans have shown great defensive effort this year. They really have. The hustle's there. It seems like the communication's there. Maybe spurty at times, but in the overall sense, I feel like their defense has taken a step forward over the last 5 to 6 games. And I'm looking forward to see what kind of concept they come out with tonight against Franklin County.
Going to be an interesting ball game. On paper, you got to say Franklin County is probably the favorites, but we got to play this ball game.
It's Friday night in Indiana, and as we talk about several times throughout the basketball season, on any given night in Indiana, on any given basketball court, one team's going to be better than the other, and it all comes down to your effort and your heart you put into it.
That wraps up the pregame show brought to you by Union Savings and Loan, Connersville's hometown bank since 1892. We'll come back with the starting lineups and the national anthem and the tip-off after this.
Searching for a loan, a line of credit, or just a safe place for your money? Union Savings and Loan has you covered with great loan and deposit rates, local loan approvals, and the friendliest service in town. Even when you're on the go, you can transfer money or make payments with ease with USLA's mobile banking app. For 130 years, we have taken pride in being your hometown bank. Union Savings and Loan, the bank that begins with you. Visit uslabank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency is dedicated to protecting you and your family at a price you can afford. Wilson Lawson Myers are licensed insurance professionals striving to be your agency of choice. Wilson Lawson Myers is an independent agency representing numerous companies for all your needs. Finding the right insurance begins with finding the right agency. That is Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency at 521 Central Avenue in Connorsville. Phone 825-5111.
All right, get ready to tip off this ball game. What lineups?
Yeah, starting for Franklin County tonight, you have Mears, Billman, Sunderhouse, Kaiser, and Singer. On the other side of the ball for Lady Spartans, you have Jones, Pennington, Bennett, Wilhelm, and Haley Simbach.
So gets the basketball. Haley Simbach with it over to Bennett. Boy, quickly up, and she hits it hard off the rim, and Franklin County comes down with a rebound and loose ball, and that's where it's at. It's over in the
corner on a trap.
Not sure who's going to get the basketball. Looks like it's going to be all the cheerleaders are in my way up here. Franklin County's basketball. So a tough shot there from Bennett didn't go down, and Franklin County first time with the opportunity to score, and that's was Billman over there to Sonderhaus inside to number 11. That's Mears, and makes it look easy.
Yeah, that not the way you want to see the start, but we talked about pregame Anaya's ability to penetrate. She got there, the shot just didn't fall.
That's in and out from number 33, which is J.C. Wilhelm, and Franklin County now comes back on it, looking to build on their 2-0 lead. Who scored that first one for Franklin County?
It was Mears.
That's what I thought it was. They go back inside to Mears, 24 with the shot. Franklin County, and she's disrupted, and Connersville comes up with the rebound, or with the loose ball.
Looks like Connersville threw a 2-3 zone there on defense, so we'll keep an eye on that, see if they're going to stay there, or JC with another 3.
And that's off a little bit. She's going to shoot her way into this ball game. You know that.
If you're going to give her 5 or 6 feet, she's going to take it. So.
Yep, she definitely will as Mears comes down with it over to Billman. Bierman over to, that's Mears right there. That was a foul going to be on number 33, J.C. Wilhelm.
Be anxious to see that take. The elbows looked a little bit high there. It's getting up into the ooh zone.
Yeah. Frank County on the attack. Going to see how our little take care of the bigs from Franklin County as Ruby Singer with the basketball, and she goes up and is disrupted, and that should be, I thought it was Connersville ball, but.
And you're seeing a lot of help side, and when Singer's turning into those post moves, she's turning into another Lady Spartan, and we're going to have that tonight.
No, actually, that was Mears with the basketball. Sorry, I got to get. They don't have these numbers in order.
Yeah, I'm playing catch up on that as well.
Yeah. Well, I know Ruby, and I should know Ruby. I've known her since she was a little kid.
A little hard to distinguish up here.
Yeah, up here with their hair and their jerseys, number 24 at the basketball over to number 25. It was just called numbers. I thought there was a push off there, but Franklin County still holding a 2-0 lead. That's Mears with the basketball. Billman with the basketball, and she commits the foul. Number 25, Kaiser. Yeah, their numbers are not in order at all. It's all over the place.
No, great job by Serenity to move her feet, get in front of the cutter, and pick up that offensive charge there. Chance for Connersville to capitalize too. Get the call going this way, get on the board. I think that's what we need to settle the nerves a little.
Nice shot there from J.C. Wilhelm. And Connersville ties this ball game up 2-2. That's Ruby Singer with the basketball. Looking over her offense. She's 6 foot inside to Mears, who's back out to Singer. You like to see the bigs out, so Connersville can maybe have some height advantage. Nice strip away there from Bennington, and that's going to be Connersville basketball off Franklin County. As Bennett's going to be triggering it in.
We talked about it all year, Ron. When you give up the size, you're going to have quick feet and quick hands, and Connersville's done a really good job getting hands in the passing lane so far. Led to a couple early turnovers from Lady Wildcats. Great move.
And Jones shoots, and she's short a little bit. Simbach tried to come down with the rebound, but Mears, I thought Simbach had the position, but Mears stepped in front and got the rebound. Another disruption, and that's going to be out of bounds on Jones, and nice hustle there from, and that was
hostile waters tonight.
Yeah, we're Franklin County on the attack. Sonderhaus at the basketball over to Mears. Mears on Wilhelm. Kaiser with the basketball. She loses it. And Pennington comes down with it for Connersville over to Addie Jones, over to Wilhelm, back over to Jones. Jones drives. Well, I thought she was going to take it. Simbach with it. Has surrounded by Franklin County towers, and she turns it over. Kaiser comes down with it, and She gives up her dribble over to Mears. Mears does a spin move, and she gets knotted to go, and Ruby Singer comes down with the rebound, and she's going to go to the line for 2, and I'm not sure they're going to call that on. Looks like they're going to call that on Jones. Connersville's 3rd foul.
Both teams are doing a great job with effort and physical play. I've been really impressed with the Lady Spartans' ability to switch and rotate on defense and a lot of help side. And when you do that, you've got to get back quick on those passes, and they've done a great job in recovery.
J.C. Wilhelm steps out. And she's replaced by McKenna Lucas. And Singer gets 2 to drop. And they're up 4-2 now. Franklin County has the lead on the Connersville Spartans. Jones brings the basketball up. To her left is Bennett. To her right is Pennington. Now, thought about taking 3. Simbox out. She's driving the baseline, and she throws it away. Connersville's committing too many turnovers this early in the ballgame, Clint.
Yeah, can't have those.
Ruby Singer wide open, and she's got 4 quick points.
It just seems like the Spartans are a little unsettled right now on offense, and they've not really got that good shot to drop to take those nerves off. So really need a good offensive possession for the Lady Spartans here.
Which will a nice drive there from Pennington. Nice rebound there, and that's going to be a foul on the floor. It looks like they're going to call Mears on that. Nice rebound there from Simbach. And I've been going to be triggering it in. Can't find anybody yet. And she throws it far, but Pennington's going to come up with it. Pennington trips up a little bit, and Franklin County, no, I thought Jones was going to get it, and a timeout was called, a 30-second timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Connersville's down 6-2. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
George's Pharmacy and Medical Equipment welcomes you to stop by our Connersville location at 330 East 5th Street. George's is proud to offer you friendly hometown service and the convenience of free delivery. Also, our medical equipment staff is there to help with whatever you need. George's Gifts has that special something for any occasion, birthdays, weddings, bereavement, or to brighten someone's day. George's, we are here for you. 765-825-6251.
It's the Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance game here on TV3. Franklin County leading the Spartans 6-2. Franklin County called timeout to avoid a held ball, which I believe they would have had the ball. Or no, Connersville. I forget who won the tip. No, they won the tip. So
Franklin County has possession. So either way, they get the ball coming out of the break, and Lady Spartans, hopefully they, Coach Williams had a chat with them like, hey, let's get settled down, let's do our thing. And
nice disruption there from Sinbach, and Lucas comes down with the rebound. Jones brings it over the timeline, over to Lucas. And that's another disruption there from Franklin County. You talk about the lane that the Connersville, now Franklin County is disrupting the lane for Connersville. Mears with the basketball over to Billman. Or that's a Kaiser, I should say. That's Sonderhaus, and that's going to be on Addie Jones.
It's going to be her second foul.
Yeah, they're not putting up the fouls on the scoreboard as far as the team or the player fouls, but Connersville has 4 team fouls. That's really the important. If you get 5 a quarter, and the team is committed to the 5th foul, the other team gets to shoot 2. Sonderhaus with the basketball. Nice steal there from Taylor Watkins, who's in for the Spartans. I tell you, Taylor Watkins, she is a defensive stalwart.
She is, and came into the ball game, made an immediate impact. That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Players coming off the bench making that immediate impact.
Nice drive inside, and Wilhelm's going to go to the line for 2 to get Connorsville back on the scoreboard. These are important free throws.
They are, and almost equally important for Connorsville, as that's Mears' second foul.
Yes, that's very important. What we need to do is get her in foul trouble, and Wilhelm gets nothing but the bottom of the net. Nice swish down there on that one. Heard that up here. That's her 3rd point of this ball game. She's got all 3 points for the Spartans.
She does. The shot attempts are there. It's not for lack of shot attempts.
And that's her 4th point. Connorsville's down 6-4 now on Wilhelm's 2 free throws.
Seems like the last few games, the Lady Spartans just had a hard time getting the lid off the top of that basket.
Yeah. We've had a couple shots tonight so far, and that's going to be against Wilhelm right there. That's going to be putting Franklin County at the line. Of course, one more foul for Franklin County. Connorsville goes to the line. Can't tell the number. I think that's what, number 4? Yeah, Kendall.
Yes, number 4.
Yeah, Kendall Cox. And she hits it too hard off the back of the rim. Lead is still 2 for Franklin County. And now it's 3, 7-4 as Cox gets her 2nd free throw to drop.
All right, here's where it starts, Ron. They need to get a good offensive possession here, get some momentum swinging their way. That's not how you want to do it, but
thankfully Lucas was right there and aware she goes a little too hard, and Franklin County comes up with it. Cox with the basketball. She is forced to throw it back to Kaiser, over to Sonderhaus, over number 24, and she goes off the glass a little too hard. Watkins comes down with it for Connorsville. And Pennington brings it over the timeline for Connorsville, less than a minute to go. Connorsville down 3. Nice toss out to Watkins. Watkins shoots a 3, and it's a little too short, and Franklin County, Ruby Singer brings it up for Franklin County. That's Sonderhaus at the basketball. Franklin County's going to be holding it for the last shot. You know that.
37 seconds. Oh, no, we're going to fire one here.
Yeah. Sembach with the basketball. Now Connorsville hopefully can tie it or cut it to 1 right here. Pennington with the basketball over to Bennett. I tell you, Bennett can shoot it from there. Over to Sembach, who's driving on Singer. Watkins.
Bennett's doing a great job tonight with her head fakes, ball fakes.
And Watkins it goes in and out, and that was a walk. Now Connorsville has an opportunity with 2 seconds to go. A little mental mistake there from Ruby Singer, who gives Connorsville an opportunity with 2 seconds to go to make something happen here. And one thing Franklin County did successfully that first quarter was make Connorsville pay on some of their mistakes.
Quick shot by Pennington.
That's a little too short. We played 1 quarter here in Franklin County. Connorsville finds himself down 3, 7-4. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Just the old-fashioned way. The dependable service you need for your car or truck is always available at Goff's Auto Care and Tire Center in Connorsville and Brookville. Experienced mechanics are ready to correct the problem using the best replacement products that will have your vehicle running like new again. Shane Goff is waiting to serve you at 600 Western Avenue in Connorsville. Phone 825-2588, and Charlie Goff in Brookville at 9197 State Road 101. 647-2222 is the phone number. Goff Auto Care and Tire Center. It's events like this game that make our community such a great place in which to live, work, and play. All of us at FCN Bank applaud the CHS Spartans for their hard work and dedication. Thank you for reminding us once again why we all choose to call this place home. FCN, building stronger communities, one great local event at a time. Go CHS Spartans. Good luck. FCN Bank, member FDIC.
It is the Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance game here on TV3. Franklin County holds a 3-point lead. It feels like it should be more.
It should. Low scoring game there in the first quarter, and I think it was on both sides of the ball. You just seen a lack of offensive momentum and anything sustainable on offense. So
Franklin County turns it over right here. Pennington driving, and she takes too many steps. You talk about, and we mentioned it late there, very late in the first quarter, about Franklin County. They were able to, make Connersville pay, but not much, just enough to take the 3-point lead going into the second quarter. They've made a lot of mistakes too, as Singer throws it hard off the glass and it roams in and out, and Lucas comes down with the rebound. Pennington brings the basketball up inside to Sembach, and she's driving and she doesn't get it to go. And Lucas with the rebound, she throws it up and Sembach gets it. She puts it back in. Nice 2-3 opportunities right there for Connersville. And the lead.
We talk about it, Ron.
One.
Second, third chance opportunities, and that paid off big for Connersville right there.
Yes, it did right there. Connersville definitely needs to stop right here to get some sort of momentum defensively and offensively going for nice disruption there, at least from Bennett. 25 steps inside the 3-point line, and
McKenna Lucas has done a great job this game getting in there and fighting for those rebounds.
Yes, she has. She's given up a few inches to Singer, but boy, the positioning she gets on Singer to get that rebound. Bennett going inside. She throws it hard off the glass. Connersville now has a 1-point lead. That was a nice play there from Anaya Bennett.
And here we're seeing a little bit of that momentum. Let's get a little bit of traction here. They got to keep it up. They're getting their hands in the passing lane,
which they were doing early in that first quarter, and somehow it kind of dissipated. Franklin County started disrupting Connersville, so nice inside play from Sembach and Singer as number 4 shoots, and Lucas again comes down with the rebound, gives up her dribble a little too early as Pennington gets it, and she brings it over the timeline.
I'm guessing that's about, I'm not Dave Pollard on the books here, so I'm guessing that's about 4 or 5 rebounds that McKenna Lucas has brought down for the Lady Spartans since she came in the game.
Yes, she's had quite a few. Sembach, nice spin move, and boy, she's had a few of those, and that's going to be on Sembach, but she's had a few of those, Sembach, that just did not go, those little bunnies inside.
No, good job getting a move to get there.
Yeah.
And it's just finishing. Anaya's had a couple of nice drives. Finishing. You got to do that with consistency.
They're not going to stop.
No.
Because the shots are there.
The shots are there. Just got to hit with consistency.
Franklin County on the attack, and Ruby Singer gets inside, and she puts Franklin County back up, 9-8. She's got 6 points, 6 of their 9. Bennett with the basketball. She's driving around the circle. And that is a walk there from Watkins. Watkins is like, what happened? And Coach Williams wanted an explanation on that. Sembach taking a break. Wilhelm coming in. Franklin County 9-8, 1-point lead over the Connersville Spartans. And that's going to be Connersville basketball. Yep.
And that comes from, you get those turnovers because of your defensive effort. When they're having to throw the ball high, throw the ball hard. If that defensive pressure is not there.
They don't do that.
No, you don't get those turnovers.
Now Connersville has to capitalize.
Good feed.
Nice feed. That's going to be Singer's. I think that's her
third.
Third foul. I know Mears has 2. Oh, her second. Yeah, just her second. I thought she did have 3, but she has 2. Mears has 2. Need to get somebody in here. We're hurrying up. And Anaya Bennett comes down with it. She shoots a 3. She's going to take it. And it goes hard off the backboard. And Franklin County comes down with it.
Franklin County's giving it to us. They're giving us space on the perimeter, and unfortunately we haven't been able to make them pay on the 3-point line yet.
Yeah, I don't think we've hit a 3 tonight, have we?
We have not.
Wilhelm with the basketball. Bennett, she'll shoot.
She was thinking
nice move there from Pennington, and we have had missed 2 too many of those tonight, and it's not like it wasn't a bad shot. And nice defensive play there from Lucas, and that is a timeout there from Coach Williams. She's taking a full timeout. Connersville finds himself down 9-8. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Auto Sales and Tires, 126 West 2nd Street, gives you the very best deals in tires. Don's has all major brands available in stock and in all price ranges. You can rely on Don's Auto Sales and Tires, in business for over 40 years. And Don's Auto Sales has a large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles in prices ranging from $1,000 to $30,000. Need new tires or a quality vehicle? Available from Don's Auto Sales and Tires, 126 West 2nd Street, Connersville. The phone number is 825-7730. Reed Health Sports Medicine takes care of our Spartans. Thanks to funding by Reed Community Benefit, certified athletic trainer Victoria is here to help our athletes get back in the game faster. Victoria is at most practices and sporting events so she can respond to an injury within seconds, determine the immediate needs, and either begin treatment or initiate emergency management. For recovery and rehab needs, Reed's Athletic Training Center has a variety of options to get your athlete back to performing their best. For more information, call 765-973-8057 or go to reedhealth.org/ATC.
Back here at Franklin County, tonight's ball game brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. Connersville finds himself down 9-8.
And I'm gonna say it again, Ron. McKenna Lucas was the difference on that. She got the rebound, fought for the ball, and Coach Williams was able to fire off a timeout real quick to maintain that possession.
Yep. Yeah, she has really done very good when she has been in there, and Wilhelm a little too hard, and
guess who
got the rebound? Yeah. Serenity with the basketball.
Great
nice
move.
Spin move there, and she can't get that floater to go. And
guess who?
Yep. That's unbelievable. Wow, she is, I'd say she's got sticky fingers tonight. Lucas does.
Good job. Get the ball out of that corner.
Yeah. Bennett with the basketball. Bennett, she's not afraid to drive. She gave up her dribble, trying to find somebody, and Wilhelm comes out. Jones with the basketball. Thought Jones was going to pull back and take a shot. Bennett, and she says, I'll take one, and she shoots that just a little too hard, and Connersville comes away with nothing on that offensive series.
You know, they did a good job being patient. Not the shot I think you want to see, and I think when Anaya goes back and watches tape, she'll think, probably shouldn't have pulled the trigger there, but she did, and here we go. You know, shoot or shoot, and eventually one of these are going to fall.
Yeah. Nice move there from Maddie Jones. Boy, she's had some good moves. Another nice move.
Another one.
Just not there. Sonderhouse comes up with it.
Wasn't there. Great job penetrating, but Cinderhouse did a great job stepping into that passing lane and taking the ball away.
Used to work with Sonderhouse's mother.
I think she plays soccer as well, and she's a very gifted athlete on the soccer field as well.
Craig County on attack. Sonderhouse basketball over to number 25, and she's out to number 4, who thought about taking a 3 but decided against it.
There we go.
That's a nice steal. That should be an easy bucket there for Bennett, and she goes in and gets the lead for the Connersville Spartans up now 10-9. She's got 4 points tonight. Now you need a stop right here if you're the Spartans, and Abby Jones disrupts that one, but Sonderhouse comes up with it. And that's Mears. She's been relatively quiet tonight until then. She gets the and one, and she's come to hobbled a little bit. Respect as the Connersville Spartans tapped her on the back with appreciation for that move. And she's looking to put the Franklin County Wildcats up too. That was a beautiful move there from Mears.
It was a good move down low. Spartans tried to do a good job getting there and putting another hand up, but good job on finishing the basket and getting the free throw there to add the extra point.
12-10. Franklin County up 2. Lucas on over to Bennett. Bennett back over to Pennington. Dangerous pass. Watkins comes up with it. She's over to Lucas. Lucas going up against Mears. Bennett stops him from 10, and she gets it to go, and it's a tie ball game. I think it's the first time both teams have scored back-to-back. ever
Yeah,
in this ball game.
Both, and like we talked about, second quarter, both teams
Nice
are trying to get some
steal.
offensive rhythm.
Pennington's going to go all the way, and she gets it to go, and Connersville now has a 14-12 lead. You know, I tell you what, you know, you usually start talking about a little run, like when teams go on a 6, 7, 8 point run. This is a 4-point run, and you get excited about that. Another almost steal. That might be, oh, it is Franklin County basketball. Ruby Singer back in with 2 fouls. Going out for Franklin County's number 4, Kendall Cox. 24 for Franklin County, Tiffany Billman with the basketball. Yeah, she has it now. Mears going up against Wilhelm, and nice almost interception there from Anaya Bennett. I'd say her anticipation tonight, Clint, is very, very good.
Yeah, her and Serenity both on top of that zone have been getting, just stepping and jumping and gliding. I mean, at times it looks like they're hoverboarding through those passing lanes.
Yeah.
And it's created a lot of disruption and some turnovers.
That was a beautiful move inside, and Mears called him sleeping, and she's got 7 points now for, and what was her average again?
19.
Yeah, so she's a little off her average, but it's not definitely something she can't get.
No.
As we're under 20 seconds to go, 14-14 tie. Almost lost it right there. As we're approaching under 10 seconds to go right now, it's time to do something as Pennington starts to move. Bennett gets the basketball. Bennett stops from 21, and she shoots it short, and Singer comes up with it. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to call that on Lucas or not.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, they are calling Lucas on that. So Franklin County has less than a second to go to bring it all the way down and score. We'll see if they can do that. And they won't. We have played 1 full half here in Franklin County. We are knotted up at 14, but we'll be back in 1 minute.
Connersville's favorite flower shop is The Flower Shop on the top of 3rd. The Flower Shop's excellent floral designers can make the perfect bouquet for any occasion. Celebrating an anniversary, birthday, or mourning the loss of a loved one, The Flower Shop has the perfect arrangement for you. The Flower Shop also has assorted gifts to add something special to those occasions. The Flower Shop is a proud supporter of the Connersville Spartans. Here's to victory in the second half from The Flower Shop on the top of 3rd. Whitewater Eye Center Connersville provides vision care for every member of your family. This includes routine exam, treatment for eye diseases and injuries, just a few of its many services. Services that include glasses and contacts, frames for every budget, sunglasses, and a large selection of eyewear. Complete vision care for every member of your family. Yours at Whitewater Eye Center Connersville. Scheduling an appointment for a complete eye exam is as easy as calling 825-6000. Whitewater Eye Center Connersville is located at 2045 Virginia Avenue.
County, it is the halftime show brought to you by the Flower Shop on the top of 3rd. Very entertaining first half. Franklin County had pretty much a lead during that first quarter. They, had lots of disruptions for Connersville, but we're knotted up here at 14 going into the second half.
Yeah, great defensive effort by the Lady Spartans in the first half. Like you said, several disruptions, even some turnovers. The problem we had was the offensive consistency. The penetration was there. The ball handling was there. Lady Spartans didn't commit a whole lot of turnovers in the first half. They just had a hard time finishing when they got to the basket, and the three-point shot was just non-existent for us. Had some good looks, just not getting the roll that we need to get the ball rolling there. So tough break on that, but the effort, we're tied up. It's a brand new ball game in the third quarter. So effort's there, and we got a dog running loose on the court.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we do. Way over there. I don't know if Justin has it. Yeah, we can probably see it on the camera. Yeah. Yeah, a little puppy up here. That's a big puppy.
Big puppy.
Franklin County, Mears, 7 points for Franklin County. She has half their points. She's definitely as advertised. Ruby Singer, she has 6 points. So those two bigs have 13 of their 14 points. She as advertised as well. Of course, I remember her. I used to pastor her family's church, and boy, I tell you what, she has grown.
Yeah,
gotten tall.
Franklin County's girls down low, and it's not just size or muscle or any. They've got good technical work down low,
Yes.
good post moves, good footwork, and they really have put themselves in low position, ready to receive the ball.
Yeah.
And once they get it, Connorsville's bringing 2 to 3 over.
Yeah.
Still a tough time trying to shut those two girls down.
Yeah, that last shot that Mears made was, she had a couple girls around her, and somehow she was able to split the defense and get it to roll, go in for a 3-point opportunity. That was amazing.
It was a great play by her, and you got to give her credit there. I don't know what you can do for that other than try to put a permanent front and behind defender there, but then you pull away from somebody else, and you gotta play catch up. Once the ball starts moving, then you're swinging, and you're just playing catch up the whole time. It makes it tough, and that's with one. But Franklin County's got 2 girls down low that we really got to pay attention to in the second half. So
absolutely.
Anxious to see what adjustments Coach Williams make with that, as far as on the defensive effort. But offensively, I'm not displeased with what we've seen. Anaya had some great drives. Addie had some great drives. Serenity got in there a couple times. Good looking shots.
Yeah, they were good shots, and you have to wonder. Man, I don't understand why they didn't fall.
Just, sometimes that's the way the ball rolls off the rim.
Right, yeah.
But it certainly seems to be the theme of maybe the last few games for the Lady Spartans. And we've talked that lid just don't seem to crack off.
Does not seem to want to come off for them. Does not at all. I tell you, the play of McKenna Lucas has her. She's got to have 25 rebounds, or she's darn near close to it. She may be close to double digits. I mean, there was one series where I think she had 3.
Yeah, 3 offensive rebounds, and it led to 2 points. And when you take that effort out, those 2 points are often we're down by 2. So when it really does come down to sometimes the individual effort that you see on the floor. And McKenna Lucas in the first half of this game stepped out off the bench and said, "Here I am. This is what I'm going to do." And she's made a tremendous impact for the Lady Spartans. Yeah,
rebounds don't get the glorious points, but sometimes they may be possibly at times more important than points, because the rebounds can keep you in opportunities to score points. And McKenna Lucas is there, and she has definitely done a very, very good job defensively and put herself in position against the bigger girls to get the rebound.
Yeah, and I can recall at least 6 of our points coming directly off offensive rebounds. Haley had a nice one and put it back up for 2 points. And then a long rebound kind of got knocked out to Serenity, I believe it was, and she was able to knock down a jump shot. So the effort's just got to be there. And when you're coaching, when you're teaching, you're telling these girls every play is 100% effort. And when you have that, you have a good chance to be successful. Even though shots didn't fall, Connorsville's put themselves in a position through effort to be competitive in the second half and have a chance to come out of here with a win still. So second half of basketball is going to be pretty exciting, partner.
Without question, going to be very exciting. You talk about 100% effort, somebody who comes off the bench and gives 100% effort and most of the time makes an immediate impact is Taylor Watkins.
She did. Taylor stepped in. She's got a great shot for a tall girl, for a big girl. You look at her height and you think, oh, she's going under the basket.
Yeah.
Go ahead and play down there, because she's going to make you pay for it from behind the 3-point line. And defensively, too. She's a beast on defense.
Yeah, her defense is very – and that's something that definitely goes unnoticed in the score sheets. It definitely goes unnoticed in the got to – one of my guys threw I guess they're going to chuck the duck, and I got a duck I'm going to throw down there. I'm going to throw this duck.
Oh, Lord.
I am. I got it right here. I hope I can do it.
We are not liable for any injury that is sustained.
No, and I'm way off. That's terrible.
The throwing of the duck.
That's terrible. I'm not even close.
My goodness.
Yeah. Rob Cowan gave me
Look how many Jeeps could be getting ducked tonight.
Yeah,
but it said no. We're just throwing them at a basketball.
Look how many ducks are in the Wildcat. Do you got to get in the Wildcat mouth? I mean, I would think go in the Wildcat mouth. Yeah, so you can eat it. But yeah, I got my ducks somewhere over on the right side. I mean, it's embarrassing. That's terrible.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, that one's got a chance.
Yeah,
Oh.
No, not at all. Mine's not even close. Anyways, that was embarrassing. Thank God nobody saw me throw it. Yeah.
Justin was stretching, but that would have been a great camera shot right there.
Yeah, I was surprised. Rob looked over at me, gave me a duck, and I threw one down there, and not even close.
When I seen that come flying in, I thought, well, we made it a half before they started throwing stuff at us. So.
Yeah,
but that's a cool concept. Now all the kids get to run out there and grab ducks.
We have the chuck the duck, or chuck. What do we chuck the puck or something? We do something at the bowl.
I know
Jimmy Heisel won one time.
Did you have to run 25 miles before it?
He could run 30.
Yeah,
he could run 30. Yeah, Jimmy can. He probably ran 30 tonight in the snow.
He probably ran down here to watch the game and
and ran back because
he'll still beat us.
Yeah, he beat us back. Yeah, Jimmy. Wish I had that dedication. I love old Jimmy. Halftime show brought to you by the Flower Shop on the top of third. And again, very entertaining first half as, we saw it with the boys game against Centerville, a game of pendulums, and the pendulum was swinging between Franklin County and Connersville. And we talked about it the first quarter. It seemed like Franklin County definitely had they had the lead for the most of that quarter, and they didn't play the best, but they played better.
They did. They came out with the advantage at the end of it.
Yeah.
But second quarter was a different story.
Yeah.
It looked like two heavyweights just going shot for shot with each other, and back to back scoring, and that sustained for a couple minutes, and then it cooled off. And I just feel like, Ron, both teams tonight have had a hard time really getting in their offensive flow.
Yeah.
Each coach had a game plan coming in here. This is what we're going to try to do tonight. We're going to try to impose this offense on their defense. And I feel like both teams just could not get that rhythm established.
I think Connersville has had the better shots tonight. Without question, Connersville has had the better shots tonight. They just haven't had them fall.
Yeah, and we talked about about Singer and Mears down low. Those shots have all been contested. They just made great moves.
Yeah.
So there's going to have to be some adjustment to them on defense in the second half from the Lady Spartans. And I think offensively, Coach Williams, you're probably just saying, hey, I'm not mad at your shot selection. There were a few that we'd like to pull back and maybe not throw those, but overall, I'm not mad with it. Shooters have to shoot. And I talked to Addie a little bit last game, and I told her, once you hit that shot and it felt good and it felt right, that's got to be your consistency. That's what it needs to feel like every time. And you just feel like the Lady Spartans are just looking for that first one to click, and our shooters just need that first one to click to get them in a little bit of emotion.
That wraps up the halftime show brought to you by the Flower Shop on the top of third. Let's take this time out. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Connersville's favorite flower shop is The Flower Shop on the top of third. The Flower Shop's excellent floral designers can make the perfect bouquet for any occasion. Celebrating an anniversary, birthday, or mourning the loss of a loved one, The Flower Shop has the perfect arrangement for you. The Flower Shop also has assorted gifts to add something special to those occasions. The Flower Shop is a proud supporter of the Connersville Spartans. Here's to victory in the second half from the Flower Shop on the top of third.
Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance game here on TV3. It's Connersville Spartans, Franklin County. They're knotted up at 14.
Knotted up at 14, and you know what that means? It means the second half's a brand new ball game.
That's right. A total brand new ball game.
Yep. Anytime you can tie it up, it's a fresh opportunity on the other side of it. So
we can't start at 0. We'll just start at 14.
That's right.
14 is what we will. Connersville has Bennett, Pennington, Jones, Simbach, and Wilhelm out on the floor for Coach Williams' Lady Spartans. And we didn't even get scoring in.
We did not.
All we got there is it's
great move.
A nice, beautiful move there from J.C. Wilhelm. Immediately, Connersville makes their presence known, getting inside, and that was a bucket Quint that didn't fall for the Spartans that first half.
And there's a steal by Addie.
And she's going to go all the way. And she does, and Connersville 4 quick points in less than 30 seconds. And they find themselves up 18-14, and that is a double dribble there on number 24, which is Tiffany Billman. And the Spartan bench is going crazy.
This is what we talked about. Couple quick baskets, couple turnovers. This is what turns that momentum over. Connorsville needs to come down and capitalize here, and that's going to put them in a great position.
You got to reward your defense with the good offensive series as Simbach goes on to the baseline, and she throws it out of bounds. That sounded bad the way she fell down.
It was a hard fall there.
Franklin County looking to capitalize on a turnover to cut the lead to possibly 1.
Got to keep that energy, though. You know, just because there was a turnover there, can't control those things. Get your head back in it. Don't lose the energy. That's the big thing in this moment.
Franklin County looking to score for the first time here in this second half, this third quarter. Finds themselves down 4 on 4 quick points from the Connorsville Spartans. J.C. Wilhelm, and then a steal by Addie Jones. Almost another steal by Jones. And Singer goes in, and that is a travel on Singer. And Franklin County has come down 3 times, and 3 times have not scored. Connorsville's Addie Jones brings the ball over the timeline, looking over the defense, looking over her offense. You know, I tell you, just to get the feel for the Spartans, they're playing just a little bit more at Jones, or as Pennington tries to go inside, and it's going to be a 30-second timeout from Coach Williams. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency is dedicated to protecting you and your family at a price you can afford. Wilson Lawson Myers are licensed insurance professionals striving to be your agency of choice. Wilson Lawson Myers is an independent agency representing numerous companies for all your needs. Finding the right insurance begins with finding the right agency. That is Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency at 521 Central Avenue in Connorsville. Phone 825-5111.
Back here in Franklin County, it is the Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance game here on TV3. That was a kind of a little weird. I know what happened there. I thought maybe she did walk and then double dribbled.
I think the issue there is the Franklin County player forced the motion there. They didn't call the foul. They just let her maintain possession. And then when they thought she double dribbled, the Franklin County player had actually knocked the ball loose, and she was able to start her dribble again there.
And it stops from 9th, and Mears comes down with it. Franklin County desperate to get back on the scoreboard here this second half. Coming up on 5:30 to go, and that's another steal from Wilhelm. Has the ball, and that's a held ball. I don't know who. It's going to be Franklin County basketball.
Franklin County ball.
Yeah, they don't have half their scoreboard. Doesn't seem to be. Well, the possession arrow over there. You can see it over there on the officials table, but nothing. Mir shoots a 3, and that goes in, and just like that, it's a 1-point lead now. That's her 10th point.
You got to get back here, get some more points if you're the Lady Spartans. Really don't want to let that go unanswered just to keep the momentum there with it. Great spin by Serenity. And Haley puts up a 3.
Haley puts up a 3-pointer just like that. Connorsville's Haley Simbach answers back and puts the Spartans back up 4.
Great answer there. You had to answer it.
And Ruby Singer answers for Franklin County with 2 points and puts them within 2. And you're right about that. Needed that answer back from Connorsville. Ruby Singer. And now we're bouncing back. I think it's maybe the second time where teams scored back-to-back. J.C. Wilhelm going strong to the basket, and Mears goes high to get the rebound, just a little too hard off the glass for Wilhelm, and now Franklin County has a chance to tie it. Mears goes, and that's high off the backboard, and Bennett comes up with it. She's going to go. I thought she was going to go against all three, and yeah, she commits to turnover. She's not happy with that. Neither are you.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
I know it's an exciting moment. You got to hit the brakes there and take. You got to capitalize there. And I know Anaya will look at that later and go, daggone it, I should have just slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, her speed sometimes can be too fast. Sonderhouse shooting a three, and that's off the mark. And Mears goes up and can't come down with it, and Addie Jones does. Connersville 2-point lead. Wilhelm with the basketball. She's going against Singer, and she goes up, and that's going to be against Singer. That might be her third.
I believe that's 3 or 4 on her.
Yeah, we'll find out.
No, they're calling on Mears.
Oh, Mears. That's Mears' third. Wilhelm at the line shooting 2. She's got a nice touch. And we need to not say that.
Yeah, we just need to stop talking about free throws.
Talking about shooting free throws.
Start talking about football when they're at the free throw line.
Yeah, because every time I say something like that, they miss. Wilhelm looking to put the Spartans up 3. And no, doesn't there. And
that's rare that
she misses 2. Yeah. I don't know when she has missed 2 in a row like that all season long. But Franklin County is going to try to capitalize on it. Sonderhouse dishes it inside to Singer. And they're going to call Simbach on that. And Singer's going to go to the line, shooting 2.
Not sure what else you're supposed to do as a defender in that situation, but
yeah. And Simbach she thought it was.
She's confused.
It's like, hey, why did I get that call? Singer's looking to tie this ball game up from the stripe, and she doesn't. She won't be able to.
You know, the thing about JC, though, missing those 2 free throws is she is a veteran leader on this team. Very, very smooth shooter. So she's going out to get a quick gasp of air there and a drink, but I'm betting she's on that bench right now going, okay, this is what I didn't do, and I don't think we'll see that again out of JC.
Singer cuts the lead to 1, 21-20, under 3:30 to go here in this ball game. Addie Jones with the basketball over to Pennington.
Giving her all kinds of room.
Yeah. You don't want to give Bennett that kind of room.
No, I think if you get Addie, Serenity, or Anaya out there on that 3-point line and you give them that room, you're only going to do it once and they're going to make it.
Simbach couldn't find the cutting Lucas, and Bennett strips Singer of that.
Great job. And you could see the quick adjustment. Anaya's first instinct was, I got to get down there.
Yep.
She pulled it up.
Yeah,
that's a veteran decision for her.
Nice move there from Jones. Nice. Jones saw that there was a lane for her to go in, and Pennington found her. A 3-point opportunity, and
a technical on the Franklin County coach.
That's a T on Franklin County, and I didn't see what caused the T, but Franklin County's coach has a T. So there is a technical foul. Shots coming up for Addie Jones. Connersville looks to extend the lead. 23-20 now is the lead. Jones does not extend the lead. Franklin County fans are not happy with, and Jones gets the second one to fall. Connersville will have the basketball. That's her 5th point. Connersville looks to extend the lead.
Yeah, obviously we can't hear what was said, but the coach was pretty unhappy coming down the floor, and I think he just stuck with it a little bit too long. And
the guy in stripes said, I'm not going to take it anymore.
No. I think that might be the first technical we've seen this season.
Yeah, definitely. Simbach, Singer all over her. Simbach finds a move, and Simbach still has it, and it goes out of bounds, so Connersville can only capitalize with 1 point on that technical foul. Franklin County still with N4.
Yeah, it's shoo-wee.
Yeah, it's getting up here. Yeah, we're in enemy lane right now, and that's a walk. And Franklin County's fans aren't happy about that.
No.
Approaching under 2 minutes to go now. Connersville up 4.
This is another great opportunity for Connersville to put a couple more points on. And
Jones with the shot, and Jones off to the left side, and Singer with the basketball. She comes up with it. Sunderhouse with it. She's going to shoot a 3, and she doesn't get it to go. And Singer with the basketball. She doesn't get it to go.
Great defense.
Yeah, that was great defense.
Straight up.
And Simbach comes down with it over to Jones, slowing it down under 1:30 to go here in this third quarter. Connersville up 4. Lucas with the basketball. She gives up her dribble to Jones. Simbach setting the pick. Jones over to Pennington. Simbach takes a step on Singer over to Lucas. Lucas stops. And not sure they're going to call that on. Or to the Franklin County fans, it should be on Connersville, and I think it is on Connersville.
Hey, quit worrying about the coaches and watch the game!
Franklin County under a minute to go with the basketball.
Oh, mercy.
24-20, Connersville.
We're getting our tickets worth over here, that's for sure. TV.
Yeah, they're the Franklin County fans are wondering if it's radio. No, it's television. Yeah. They're entertaining us. 24-20 as both teams as Singer. Ruby misses a free throw. Connersville needs to capitalize on these opportunities that Franklin County's given them by not.
Yeah, defensive efforts there. They've been playing defense, but again, it's that offense. And maybe we can just credit both teams' defense tonight. Of just not giving anything easy, and even on the open shots, the good-looking shot attempts that we've talked about. When you're playing under defensive pressure, that changes things.
Yes, it
does.
So
we can give both teams' defenses some credit for that tonight.
Approaching 30 seconds to go. Sonderhaus on. Oh, nice open shot for Pennington. That doesn't go in, and Pennington comes up with it, and that's going to be a foul. And that's going to be on Sonderhaus. So Sonderhaus commits her first foul, and Singer goes out.
25 seconds here. I'm glad we threw the Ducks at halftime. I'll say that.
Yeah. Bennett with the basketball. She's driving inside. I thought she was going to shoot. No. And that's going to put Simbach at the line. That's going to go against Broshier. That's her first foul. Simbach going to the line, looking to put Connersville up 5, but Connersville has had trouble at the line here this second half so far. And Simbach makes her first one, put the lead to 5. Biggest lead of the night for either team. That's her 6th point, looking to make her 7th, and she gets her own rebound. Connersville looking to make. Jones shoots a 3, and Jones gets it. Simbach gets the rebound, and she goes up and gets the 3-point opportunity. I tell you, you talk about the second and third opportunities. That's what happened right there with Simbach getting her own rebound off the missed free throw, and then the rebound off Jones's missed 3, and be an 8-point lead. That's definitely A for effort right there. Is coming up under 5 seconds to go, and half-court shot, and it's off. We have played 3 here tonight in Franklin County. Connersville opened up a little bit of a lead here in this third quarter. They're up 7. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Are you thinking about buying or selling your home? Stay local and call Trish Smith at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. She will walk you through the process to make an easy transition and lead you to your dream home. Please contact Trish at 265-2663 to begin your journey today.
Searching for a loan, a line of credit, or just a safe place for your money? Union Savings and Loan has you covered with great loan and deposit rates, local loan approvals, and the friendliest service in town. Even when you're on the go, you can transfer money or make payments with ease with USLA's mobile banking app. For 130 years, we have taken pride in being your hometown bank. Union Savings and Loan, the bank that begins with you. Visit uslabank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back here in Franklin County, Connorsville is up now 7 against the Franklin County Wildcats. This game on TV3 brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. Connorsville did things right that third quarter.
We talked about it at halftime, having to have some offensive consistency. And in this first half, the Spartans scored 14 points. Coming out in the third quarter, they did just that. They established some offense. They scored 13 in the third, giving them a 7-point lead going into the fourth. And right now they've got the momentum.
Yes.
They're getting possession here at the start of the fourth. Really want to see them capitalize here. If you can put a couple points on here, you really put Franklin County on their heels a little bit and maybe get a chance to control the rest of the game.
Yeah, Connorsville's first 30 seconds of the third quarter, they scored 4 points, and Wilhelm is going up and was trying to draw a foul and that's going to be a held ball, and that's going to be Franklin County ball. That is the opposite of what happened to start the third quarter, as Franklin County forced the turnover.
Yeah, certainly don't want to see that come back to bite the Lady Spartans. We'll see what Franklin County does here, but they got the tech, and sometimes the technical can do one thing, and that can be fire up the team that has to take it. So.
Nice move there from Mears, and she's hobbling just a little bit as she's got 12 points. Connorsville up 5. Connorsville needs to play with that same intensity they played throughout that third quarter, because Franklin County is going to kick it up a notch. Wilhelm's driving inside over to Lucas. Lucas hard off the glass, and she gets almost her own rebound. And
that effort,
yes, is there.
Really hoping that shot was going to fall from McKenna. I'd like to see her get a couple points for that.
Absolutely. Mears drives inside, and 25 with the shot, and she hits the three-pointer, and Franklin County has now cut the lead to 2, and Coach Williams is taking a 30-second timeout. We'll take one, too. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
This Spartan Sports Network program is brought to you by Edward Jones. We'd like to say a special thank you to Edward Jones for sponsoring this Spartan Sports Network Game of the Week.
Back here at Franklin County has cut the lead to 2 on a three-pointer.
Just what we didn't want to see happen.
Bailey Kaiser hit a three-pointer there from the corner. And Connorsville, who had a 7-point lead to start this fourth quarter, have seen it dwindle to 2. They need something to happen. They have not scored this quarter so far. It seemed like they are playing not to lose the lead.
Yeah,
instead of building on it.
This is what you want to see from Connorsville right now. You want to see some tough resiliency mentally. When you get some momentum, you get a lead, and then next thing you know, you're good back cut.
Doesn't get it. And that's going to be Connorsville basketball. Yeah, so that's going to be Connorsville basketball.
Yeah, but you want to see a young team here in this moment show some tough mental resiliency, okay? Let's not get overwhelmed. Let's not get lost in the moment. Let's stay true to what we're doing, and let's see how Connorsville responds here.
Franklin County making it difficult for Wilhelm from Bennett to. Is there a foul? I didn't see the foul, but it scared me that they were going to call 5 seconds because Bennett was very awfully flirting with that 5 seconds there.
I think that's 4 on Singer, if I'm not mistaken.
It should be 4. Bennett throwing it into Jones, who gives up her dribble. Inside to Simbach, who loses it. And Connersville now has gone 2 full minutes without scoring. Talk about momentum swings. It's fully on Franklin County's side.
That third quarter magic we had seems to be dwindling here, but you know, in this game, Ron, one shot can turn the tide on that and get them clicking again. So good job collapsing.
Sonderhaus with the 3, and she hits it hard off the back of the rebound. And Jones with the basketball. Jones to Wilhelm, and I think
settle it down.
Yeah,
Reset
they really need to, because it seems like they're not having control of the basketball. Bennett with the basketball. She's driving inside and she stops and she scores from about 8 feet, and Connersville builds the lead back up to 4 right now. Nice shot there from Anaya. Approaching 5 minutes to go here. Connersville 29, Franklin County 25.
And I'll give this to Anaya as well. I can hear her yelling up here. She's, talking to her teammates and leading, and Connersville needs that. They need these young girls to step up and lead. And
nice defense there from, just the presence of Simbach right there. Singer, of course, Singer don't want to commit another foul. If in fact she does have 4. Bennett's driving again and out to Lucas. Simbach over to, let's say if that pass was a little bit better, we might have scored 2 on that.
Yeah. It was a good thought. The thought was there, and Serenity had a good cut. Just seen it a little too late.
Yeah. She throws it out of bounds. They're off the leg of Franklin County.
Yeah, she was only going to get one more drop of the official's arm, and that was going to be 5. So had to do something with it.
Yeah, we take way too much time triggering that in as Wilhelm goes in, and Singer's going to be called for the foul. That might be her 5th. We don't know. We'll find out. That's their 3rd team foul, and Singer's coming out. So that is her 4th team foul. So she's definitely coming out. Find out how long she'll be setting the bench.
For Franklin County,
was not a good throw in from Anaya.
No, and for Franklin County, you don't want her on the bench. For Connersville, that's a good thing for you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and I don't know why the small girls are throwing it in, because when they do, their bigs are disrupting them because they can't see.
Yeah.
So get a bigger girl throw, and that's going to be Franklin County mistake. Connors are going to hopefully turn it into points. At least that's what you hope for, but you never know with this ball game.
No, and both teams are playing tough, and it's getting physical out there. Connersville's holding on to the 4-point lead. Franklin County's picking up a little bit of pressure, about 3/4 court. So, it comes down to the mental toughness here. You got to see the Spartans be able to take these tough moments and still come out and not lose their mind, so to speak. Timeout. Need a timeout.
Not sure who they're calling that on, but they're going to call that against Franklin County. Under 3:30 to go. And that's a nice steal from Sonderhaus. She's got it dropped away from Anaya Bennett. Anaya Bennett never gave up on that at all. I don't think Sonderhaus, obviously she didn't see. Yeah, that should be a highlight on ESPN without question.
See if John can kick that to the top 10 highlights.
I think he should. Under 3:20 to go. 29-25. Connersville still clinging to that 4-point lead. Mears going inside, and she has it disrupted by 3 Spartans, and that's a held ball, and that's Franklin County basketball. Mears had 3-4 girls around her.
John, Ron, when you were young, did you ever put the M80s in the pressure cooker and just light them in that anticipation of, oh man, what's going to happen here?
Of course not.
The pressure cooker is locked down here tonight.
Yes, it is. Some of the comments as we're at 3 minutes, some of the comments that these guys are saying are cracking me up.
We're going to have to use some of the equipment for cover getting out of here, I think.
I know. 3 minutes to go here in this ball game as Sonderhouse is basketball. Over to number 4, which is Kendall Cox.
And Connorsville's guards, Addie's doing a great job at the top on those traps up top. That's a travel. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
And they're calling Jones on that. She's not happy with it. Neither is Coach Williams. Not at all. I thought she was going to walk out of the building.
Yeah. Well, if they're handing out technicals, she may need to take a walk down the hallway.
Yeah, we better be quiet. We may get one. And that's going to go against Pennington. Yeah, that's going to be the 4th foul against Spartans. Now we're thinking ahead that free throws, it might come down to free throws.
Goodness gracious.
As both teams have 3 fouls, and Wilhelm comes down with it.
Let's go. Lock in. You got to lock in right here.
Now Connersville needs to extend this lead.
Don't get
4,
trapped in that corner.
Get at least 3.
Hey, there you go.
And she gets rejected by Mears, but that's going to be Connersville basketball as we're under 2:30 to go. I like that opportunity.
Sure. Looking for the pass, and you like that in a player.
Yeah.
You want to see them set their team up, but she also had the option to go up with that. And, but that's the thing. She'll watch that, and she'll say, okay, that wasn't successful. I'll try something next time. And goodness gracious.
Yeah. Simbach with Mears all over her. And trying to find Jones. Jones goes inside for the bucket. Connersville now builds the lead 31-25, a 6-point lead, 3-possession game as we're under 2 minutes to go now. Jones all over Cox. And number Sonderhouse is the basketball.
Oh, has it?
Yep. She gets called for carrying the basketball.
My goodness, it's I can tell you 2 things. In the first one, I'll say now. The second one, I have to give it. I can tell you that the whistles do work.
Yes.
They are effective down here.
Yeah, that's not a good pass, and that's going to be, I tell you, that's not a good time to have a pass like that, as Jones, she knows that, but Connersville has a 6-point lead. Actually, I'm sorry, 2-possession game, not a 3-possession game. If it was all 2-pointers, it'd be. And that's a nice steal anticipation there from Bennett. And they're going to call Sonderhouse on that. That's going to be Franklin County's 5th foul. Or 4th. I guess they turned the 4th immediately. So one more foul puts Connersville at the line.
And they've been having a tough time getting it inbound, so it's good to see the pass get in and go smooth. Good back
Beautiful
cut.
Play, yes. How many have we had those tonight now? Under 1:30 to go. Connersville up 8 now, the biggest of the lead. That's 9 for Jones.
And 6 of those have came off back cuts.
Yes, they have. And nice defense. I tell you, Simbach has played so well against Mears when she drives inside. As we're approaching a minute to go. That's not a good pass, and that's saved, and that's not saved right there. Or no, did Coach call time? I thought he was going to call timeout, but apparently not.
Yeah, she did.
She
got a 30-second timeout.
So we'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Injury happens. You can't always wait for a scheduled appointment to get care. Reed Ortho Walk-In now offers same-day appointments Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for sprains and strains, pain in the muscles, bones, joints, and ligaments from an injury or fall, and chronic orthopedic issues like osteoarthritis. If you need care fast for a sudden injury or nagging bone or joint pain, come to the Walk-In Clinic at the Reed Bone and Joint Center, 1400 Highland Road in Richmond. or call them at 765-962-4444.
Back here at Franklin County, Connersville has an 8-point lead under 1 minute to go. Connersville looking to build the lead. Right here, that's going to be on Mears, and that's going to put Simbach at the line. You know, this game has been so physical tonight, and that foul didn't look that physical, but nonetheless it was called against Mears, and Simbach is going to the line. Simbach shoots to put the lead to 9, and she does. 34-25. Looks to extend it to 10. Definitely be a 4-possession lead. Yeah, now it's up 10. 35-25. 3 3-pointers and a 2-pointer will do it for Franklin County. And under 45 seconds we're approaching. Under 45 now as Mears is going up, and she's throws it hard off the glass. She gets 2 points, and Franklin County takes a timeout. We'll keep it right here. Clint, under 40 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter. Connersville has an 8-point lead. You know, anything can happen.
Absolutely.
We've seen anything can happen. There's more anythings out there, so Connersville needs to play through the zeros.
They do, and good news is we've got 1 foul to give. So if you're Coach Williams, you're telling them, hey, play tough, smart defense. If you're getting beat, go ahead and pull the foul, okay?
Yeah.
Let us reset defensively. We don't want to give up anything easy here. But that's worst case scenario. That's only if we're getting beat and the barn's burning down and we got to do something. We got a foul to give. And then we can reset Franklin County, get them out of bounds. And then after that, we're sending them to the stripe. So you're going to get one take at this. You get the foul to give. If you have to use it, then it's potential to cost us some points. So Connersville just got to, we've talked about it in this fourth quarter. They've got to stay there mentally tough in that place of, hey, we've got it. Let's lock it down. Let's not give it up. And they've done a good job in the second half, being consistent with their defensive effort. In 2 quarters, Franklin County's only got 13 points up, kind of like the first half. So just got to continue to play tough.
Yeah, the defense of Connersville has not faltered 1 minute at all during this game. We were worried about their offense as Simbach's going to the line to look to again extend the lead to 10. And their offense picked it up. They, without question, turned it around.
They did. Third quarter was big for them. They had to come out and get in some rhythm, and they did. And now it's in a position of let's hold on to this lead. So, third quarter you had to focus on the offense. Fourth quarter is all about, hey, we've got the lead here. Smart defense.
Well, they played like they were protecting the lead, not building upon it, and then they showed some toughness and started building upon the lead, and that was the difference when they started building upon the lead. And Connersville's up 9 now. As we approach 30 seconds to go, as Cox goes in, throws it hard off the glass, and Bennett comes down with it. Connersville up 9. Franklin County looking to foul. Connersville looking to play keep away as Simbach goes in, and she doesn't score. And Franklin County comes down with it. Connersville just let them go. As the defense for Connersville plays very tough, and we're under 5 seconds to go. This ball game is in the history books, and Connersville comes into Franklin County, and their win-loss streak is over as Connersville now finally, since December 15th, have won 2 in a row over EIAC rival Franklin County, and they did it in impressive fashion. They showed all kinds of great tenacity and mental toughness.
A lot of grit to come out with a win here tonight. A lot of grit. The crowd was tough crowd. You're playing at their place, and obviously you expect them to have a big crowd, and they did. Yeah. And that big crowd was not happy with some of the calls. So
they were humorous, I will say that. Very humorous.
Humorous, yeah. Once you figure out that the aggression wasn't targeted up here, they threw us a duck. That was really nice of them. You had to throw a duck. Yeah. So. Just great effort by both teams tonight. Connorsville came out on top, but I don't think Franklin County is in any way a team you can count out of sectional play. So, their big girls down low did a great job. Yeah. But on the same side of that, our big girls, and it was a team effort really defensively. They did a great job stepping in and containing them. Below, Mears came in averaging 19. She's a little bit below her average. We held her to 14 tonight. So, it's the small successes that on paper you want to just check the box of, we did that. They did do a good job, especially in the second half, holding Mears and Singer to be controllable. So,
give us some scoring.
Scoring for Franklin County, Cox ended with 1. Mears had 14. Singer ended with 9. And Kaiser ended with a 3-point basket. For Connorsville, Serenity Pennington ended with 2. Anaya Bennett had 8. Addison Jones had 10. Haley Simbach had 10. And J.C. Wilhelm ended the game with 6 points. Just a great game. Ron, can't ask for a better game on a Friday night. And we talked about it. The girls want to drive home with a smile on their face and the taste of victory, and that's exactly what they got tonight.
That's exactly what they got. That's exactly what we'll do. We'll be driving home with a smile on our face. For John Palsy back at the studio for putting us on the air. Justin Roberts to my left here, making us look good. And all of our sponsors. Thank you guys for watching this ball game tonight. Tomorrow night, the boys take on Noblesville. Up at Noblesville, we'll have it on TV3 for you. This is the game brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. You guys have a great night tonight. We're going to go home smiling tonight. The Lady Spartans win over Franklin County. Good night, everybody.